어우 다리야. 일단 메인 킬을 빠르게 좀 밀어봅시다.
Easy, good horse. Whoa, whoa. Excuse me.
Hold your horses. What are you barging in here for?
I'm going to see Sir Ulrich Vavak on a most urgent matter. I'm glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show...
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly, and I reckon you can help me.
The Assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to meet the king?
Don't try that on me. This is connected with Ruthard, isn't it? And tell the truth.
Well, I just want to climb the social ladder a bit. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
And could you not choose a different occasion for that?
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
And how about a few groschen to seal our fruitful relationship?
Are you trying to annoy me? You might have dug up some dirt on me, but I have connections. One word, and you won't live to see the dawn. I'll get you into the assembly. But that finishes things between us. Understand?
Oh. All right.
You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son.
화술 28로 실패를 해?
He's roughly around your age. Maybe. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Kuldau. Which reminds me, you'll need otherwise.
What would work on him?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him?
What will I need to work as a waiter?
Fast feet and good... Do you think you can serve...
Well, no.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes, that is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron...
I'll be going then.
Just make...
Protect you and your neighbors from knaves and fraudsters. The tax will apply to all those who make and sell their wares within the city.
화술 실패한 건 좀 어이가 없네.
Careful.
뭐야? 여기서 구하라고?
Come and take a look. Quality goods, the finest wares.
Excuse me. Hail. Have you got those those clothes,
We've got
Ruslan.
enough
Here
to
they
go
are,
around.
chaps. The best fabric.
Everything you
The
need.
finest work.
Cash on.
I nearly left my fingers on them for buttons. I'll tell you, you won't get work like that just anywhere.
No more than I'd expect after the amount they cost, but they're first class, I have to admit. Thanks.
Greetings.
Surely you can wait. Here you are. The fine.
No more than I'd expect after. And you impatient.
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am.
Supposing I took the job on for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling. Why would you want...
I want to see the...
Why's that?
I heard a lot about him.
And as bad-tempered as the devil. The more I think about it. To begin with, you'll need Look here. Do you have any...
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right, all right. Show the confirmation to the head.
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hopefully, the main thing is...
Thanks. I won't disgrace you.
You better...
뭐야 겁나 스무스하게 넘어가네.
Franta Cooldown sent me.
Franta's.
He got poisoned. He's writhing in agony.
Oh, we can't be without a waiter here. So, have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. You can put your steel aside and you don't want to be dragging a load. What is that? Go and get it laundered and get back here quickly.
에이 귀찮게 씨.
At your careful.
에드님 어서 오고. 맞아요. 아침에 좀 나갔다 올 때가 있어가지고 아침보단 새벽이었지만 말이에요.
What would you like?
I'd like to use your... I'd like...
일단 새벽에 나갔다가
I apologize.
Shame you can't stay longer.
네,
There's all sorts.
간만에 좀 많이 걸어서 다리가 아파가지고 쉬고 있었어. 아, 나 진짜 체력이 진짜 심각해졌던데? 새벽 6시에 나갔지. 장례식 갔다 왔어.
Take a good look at this man, a
Not
rebel
your day, eh?
against the laws of God and of the city, for
How's
whom
it going?
nothing is sacred.
I expect that's not very comfortable on your back.
이게 장례식이요.
Let's have a look at you then. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. You can put your... You don't want to be... Do you know what you... For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a...
발음 잘 안 들린다고? 제 말 잘 안 들려요? 이제 됐다. 목소리가 작아진 것 같은데? 뭉터친 거야? 마이크 크기가 좀 작아졌어.
Well, I'll happily listen.
I should say. Now listen. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White to Kaib or red.
White or red? By the...
But for Councillor Adam of Zarjitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. We can't allow that to...
All right. So...
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered...
Remember...
That too, but more... And in general...
Oh?
Well, yes, but understood.
What?
Then I'll see to it, but I'm sure that's...
I know everything.
Excellent. Put away your things here.
아무튼 장례식에 갔다 왔습니다.
The city reserves are in
There are the
urgent
pictures of
need
wine.
of weapons.
Hopefully I won't splash anyone's shoes.
Waffenarsenal is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
Boy, I'd like some
What are you
white.
getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil,
앤드루 폴러 화이트.
that
White wine.
Hackenbücher hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get
Are you
them?
deaf or something?
You're the
Why?
one who should know where they
White.
got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that
왜
they
안,
had
왜 안,
them,
아,
Herrgott.
저기 있구나.
It is eine Schande when outlaws
I
have better
apologize.
weapons than the
Are you
city
deaf or
garrison.
something? Why?
And Herr König
White.
surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris?
아니 술이 안 따라줘.
You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is.
술을 옆에서 따르는 게 아니라 앞에서
The
따라?
devil is running free.
따르고 있네.
There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can
Hey,
arrive at any
waiter.
moment.
Pour me some
What if he
monastery
heard
wine.
you?
What then?
적포도
We're
준다?
sitting atop the biggest
apologize,
silver
sir.
heap in the kingdom,
Which wine?
and we're supposed to defend it
Am I
with
speaking in
brooms.
Latin?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We
얘는
are
술
more
주지 말라
than
그랬는데.
familiar with the yeomanly state of our armory, and the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if
Monastery
he waived
wine,
some of the
here.
taxes,
The king fears
not a
that this
good
town
idea,
will
sir.
rise
This
against
is
him.
unbelievable.
He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
넌 술 마시지 말래
So
했다.
you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can
I fancy
always
some
ask
Tokai,
the king to
refill,
bring
boy.
order to the realm with his army.
I
But then the
apologize.
Dörfler will rise
wine?
up.
I'm
White
afraid I
Tokai.
see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
Good, sir.
같이 말하니까 글자가 여러 개라.
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the
Careful.
city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
I'd like some monastery
Isn't it the
wine.
same
Refill
thing?
my cup, boy.
I'm sorry, sir.
So the cleanliness of the
Orders from
city
above.
is not
This is
what it
unbelievable.
should be. The
술
current
처마시면
baths
깽판
in the city
개친다면서.
far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
More wine,
You're
Master
right.
Bailiff.
I
We
have
do
enough.
have the new baths of
Come
Humphrey,
closer.
and Adam's old ones, but
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked.
아 잠깐 문제가 있었어요. 잠깐 딴 거를 해야 돼가지고
as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death?
Whose silver might
A
this
great
be?
many people died needlessly.
So?
I did, Master Bailiff. Here it is.
Not so loud. That's it. And now go back to your job.
City is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about
자꾸 바깥쪽에 인기척이 들려.
who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's
Tokai!
nothing unusual.
And a full cup.
That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates
I apologize, sir.
He can hate all he
Which one?
wants,
Are
as
you
long as he does no
colourblind?
damage.
White.
Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't
Sir?
you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if
새끼들
his
혓바닥
men
백이네.
attacked yours, as
왕
I
먼저 오는
heard,
거야.
then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard will cause any trouble.
Thank you,
He is
waiter.
sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an
Hey,
end
waiter.
to us first.
Pour me some monastery
God
wine.
knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened,
I
there's
apologise,
no
sir.
point in dwelling on it.
Which wine?
Let's move on.
I'm sorry, Andreas, but I wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Good,
Are
sir.
you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong
Well,
words,
thank
my
you.
friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened?
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. I could understand it with mercenaries, students, and other scum of all kinds, but city
Waiter,
councillors?
get me
Be
white.
specific, Forsooker. Are you blaming one of us?
Ah, and look who spoke first.
First of
Sir?
all, it wasn't a duel. It was supposed to be an
Don't hang
honorable
around me.
combat.
Vanish, you
I
hear me?
didn't take part in it.
이걸 지가 달라고
The only
해놓고
reason you're still here on the council and not in the pillory.
If you want to blame somebody, you should point the finger at the youngster here who's...
Excuse me?
Ah, never mind.
Hey!
I suspect the
a
gentleman from the city's sword fighting
Refill,
school
sir.
brought this
You think I
custom
come to
to
the
us.
council just to
It's
guzzle
now
wine?
run by the
Come here.
German Menhard. Who knows who that fellow is?
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get...
All right.
I knew while you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings.
But why?
Because I'm bored.
There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison. The
That was
guards
easy
are
enough,
apparently
and he wanted
setting
me
this
to
out
count
their
the
own way.
winged
We'll
figures.
soon be the laughingstock of the
물씨가 어떻게 세?
whole
하나,
town.
둘, 셋, 넷, 다,
You can
여섯
rest
개,
assured the whole town is already laughing
여덟.
all day long. So what if they have one more reason?
My words exactly. The town council is squabbling constantly at the Emperor Charles,
여덟,
and no one is left
열.
unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it.
So,
Never get
let...
anywhere like this.
I found your... Really? And did you count?
어? 씨발.
I counted... And you counted so you can have a bit of...
There's the eternal dispute over
1 그룹센? 씨발 이거 어디다
The
쓰냐?
building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they
Hey,
are going
waiter.
to mock a oil mining
Pour me
city.
something
Why
hot.
can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off?
I apologize,
supposed to
sir.
keep the City under siege?
Which wine?
Tokai! That's
I
the
get
white!
the feeling there's
Yes,
something
sir.
other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
이 새끼 나랑 같이
You,
술.
lad,
Do you?
you look familiar
What
to
would
me.
that be?
Have we
Like,
met?
for instance, that you'd like to
I
have
really
your
couldn't say,
altar
sir.
there?
So what if I would?
I have
Hold
a
your
feeling
horses,
I've
gentlemen.
spoken with you
That
before,
space
too.
in the side nave is mine.
이 새끼 나랑 같이 술도 마셔놓고 하니까 바로
Your place is at least
얘기가
2 steps
나와버리던
behind mine.
그건데.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you?
A full
I
cup of
acquired
commissary
my
wine.
seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have,
It's
they would
you?
be defeated by that
I
bunch
see
of
you've come up in
ne'er-do-wells
the
from
world.
the alehouse
From a
on
bathhouse
Obrink.
boy to a waiter.
Ne'er-do-wells.
You'll go a
Those
long way.
wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them
Might
fall.
make councillor one day.
This is news to me.
You're a merry soul, lad. I like that.
얘나 알아봤네.
Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
니어 지글스문트 면상 좀 보는구나. 아, 족같이 생긴 거 봐. 뭐해 헨리 빨리 따르라잖아.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Like this plan of fights!
화 존나 났네 이거.
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see
빨리
this
PTSD
fortress
줬나
again in
본데?
my life.
Unpleasant memories?
아, 이렇게 발휘면 안 되는
You
거
have
말하는
no
게.
idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home.
I wouldn't be too sure. How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Who's that French fellow you brought here from Mali?
The great Baron Brub. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
Dear me. I'd rather
혹시 모르지.
creep off into
첩자로
some
넣으려고
corner with a full
넣어놨을지.
wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
I'm glad you finally accepted my
Good health to you, sir.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. How did you end?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. And only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère.
You're quite mistaken, Monsieur Baron.
Ah, this Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands. Do tell me about it.
My last big battle was in Kosovo.
I've heard of this battle.
Aye. And it was there I decided...
Then, what are you doing?
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
Where have you been?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way, and if you are interested in my greatest deed...
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome.
Only time will tell. As long as it's just talk, food and drink.
such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
유대인 얘기하는 건가?
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell, and we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Are you here?
We have more serious... The situation in the town and the kingdom. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer?
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula.
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
I reckon the two of you would hit it off. He's reliable and has his heart in the right place. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one.
뭐야, 씨발, 이보
Ma
형제였어?
raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Kobila, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other Mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Good health.
L'chaim.
이복 형은 아니지, 씨발. 피는 안 이어졌잖아.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess. Are we seriously gonna wait? cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health. And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here? I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of... That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that? I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering. Is that so? Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you. It depends what it's all about. A little delicate diplomacy. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings? That's a weak word. And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that. Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace. We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army. When Sigismund sees that, he'll be off to Hungary all the sooner. At a gallop. Exactly. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves. But he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield. But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace. And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction. Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst? More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win. Why are you doing all this anyway? Because I want to, and also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne. I'll help you. What exactly should I do? I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, if you can get those 3 on our side. Meanwhile... Why me? Because you've got a head on your shoulder. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. There aren't many like you two left. What if it... I refuse to even consider that outcome. Tell me a bit more about those... Certainly. Botchek of Kunstadt. That's just the thing. He doesn't play the big game. Because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of... Alder the old... He still is. The only one who retained... Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Gutenberg. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on... Anna of Waldstein. Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot. I was quite surprised to... A male? Anna is holding back and behaving like... But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, And she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us?
She's as sharp as they come when there are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his, and that it was thanks to her that he...
I'll get on.
I wish us both luck.
Success.
Greetings to you. Nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Bocek?
Not even
I'd like to check your horses out.
Ha! Even better.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without a by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat. Only I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find that he took his boozing and whoring.
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face?
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating? You're the one who turned my home into a house of ill repute. Your whores wandering around as if they owned the place.
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned under your roof. But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe
you're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
I'm not happy about it, but I accept. This isn't how I imagined my first meeting with my brother.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back. They teach you that in the seminary?
Forgive me, Lord, for what I did.
Hey, who taught you that? Sacre! You're fast.
Look in my eyes, not at my sword.
Did they teach you that in the
Forgive
seminary?
me, Lord, for what I did. Stand firm. Otherwise, the first strike will put you on your arse. You're a dead man. You know that.
Because of both of them fights. That was sneaky.
You fight like an old hag.
Bastard. Not bad for a priest. Sacre! You're fast.
Cover your right side. You've got a gap there I can drive a car through.
Greetings to you, friend. My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. You could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the Archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied.
The sooner you realize that,
근데
the
나이
better.
차이가
I
너무나
thought he was
보이지
the
않나?
way he was because his
얘는
first
아무리
son
많이
let him
잡아도
down.
30대인데 얘는 거의
And he
60대
hoped at
이후 아니야?
least his second would become something.
And no luck again, eh? When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights.
강자가 저지랄로 개박살을
That's why you
내놨는데
want to talk to Alder.
I've got to get him on our side and to cooperate with us.
Aren't we all on the same side?
Maybe everyone's saying that.
Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we can't wait.
Only no one's going to pay for one.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are...
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
새끼 봐준다. 그래도 꽤 호감인 동생이구만. 미죠? 헤이씨. 술에 꼬라가지고 뭐하는 거야 이거? 왜 아래냐?
Mind where you're going.
에이? 이렇게 오면 또 위에야. 어디 있는 거지?
Sir Kun...
You're Godwin, aren't you? I've heard about you from Martin.
Oh dear.
Have no fear. I know Martin well.
Will you...
That depends on what it is.
Do you think we should look for help?
I came here for one reason. If Yobst doesn't lay one out before me,
Why
wouldn't I?
I hope she doesn't feel unwelcome here.
To her own relatives, certainly. But I'll tell you one thing. I knew and I cared for him devotedly.
So it's not true what they say?
Vile slander.
What do you think of the rabbi's offer?
Or nothing. To be honest...
He said he was...
Aye, but still he must be aware that whatever happens...
So you...
And isn't it natural? It's not just fate and the walls of their quarter that separates. They live in our city. But they're more foreign than the Germans or the Hungarians. God be with you.
Look out!
I'll have a jug of wine.
Your Grace.
Certainly.
Godwin. I came with the lords from Rattay.
Ah, now I remember.
Lord Liechtenstein, but if you'll allow me...
Indeed.
Your plan. Sigismund, you want to wait. Fine. But
You amuse me, Godwin. I know you mean well.
I'd reason better with an army at my back.
Do you realize how much such an army costs?
And if a wake...
Before that happens, Sigismund will take his shoes off.
나 얘랑 무슨 말을 하냐? 아니 C8 어디 있는 거야?
You said it yourself. It was war back.
Sir Bocek,
A man hardly puts his cup to... Yobst comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoe.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention. need guarantees of security.
Of course. What's it come to protect any property? Ideals going when
You can talk since you haven't got a pocket yourself. If you recognize I have lots of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund?
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house...
Maybe it's enough to find a suitor.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
저는 어떻습니까? 진짜 씨발 미친 소리가 듣네.
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
He may be young, but he's got something between his ears. He's got battle experience. And when he gets the estate that's his by right, he'll be well secured for life.
If he gets it. Right now, Hanush lords over Rattay and seems quite happy with that state of affairs. On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees...
Pushing a friend to tie them.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice.
Take a look at that. A nightingale surround...
Sir Hanush.
You do?
Young Lord Capon is going to get married.
If he's
아니,
got
어서
some
오고.
impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'm not going to support some bastard.
You misunderstood my... I mean...
You arranged a marriage for my...
With the niece of Sir Bushek, Lord of Kunstadt. Her name's Yitka.
Bushek of Kunstadt? The Bushek of Kunstadt? Godwin, you conniving old bastard.
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you
새벽에
get the
나갔다
Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Not a word to Hans.
Cheers!
Cheers to you, and to your parleying skills.
우리 아이가 술 참 잘 마셔.
Sir Bushek.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill...
Thank you, Lord of Kunstadt.
Enough formality.
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka and the unhappy Lord Capon.
Here's to a good bargain.
술을 많이 마셨는데 알나? 그냥 알 텐데. 이게 안 떠. 어디 있는지. 여기 떠야 되는데 안 뜬다? 아, 하나를 짜잘한 데서 귀찮게 만들어놨네. 어딨지?
God bless. God be with you, friend.
여기 있네.
God be with you. No. There's something I'd like...
God be with you.
Your diplomatic support. And your money.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
How do you know Liechtenstein's behind it?
I know most of the people here very well. Many of them certainly have doubts about the Margrave's plans, but they wouldn't dream of stating them aloud. While it seems that Lord
얼마 안 남은 것
Liechtenstein,
같은데?
on the contrary, sees his opportunity.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine, and beneficial deals.
Then you're in the right place.
The wine here is average, the cooks lack imagination, and I have yet to hear any interesting offers. So,
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
nothing more. I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
It's not only your money. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here had...
Who's that?
Harman Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought...
And these...
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts, but...
You were dealing with...
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience
갑자기
is clear,
롤체 그걸
but I'll rest
느꼈나
easier
거야.
when those
재미를 느꼈나
papers are
보네.
in my hands.
Have you fallen...
No. Alder is innocent in the matter. They're disappointed that I dared outlive, and the fact that I'm handling his estates.
I'm supposed...
Harman Alder was He hasn't yet had a chance to...
All right, I'll help you.
맞지? 솔랭, 솔큐는 고통이지. 롤체가 뭐 그렇게까지
which he
재미없지가
left in
않더라.
the shed
간만에 하니까.
on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and but watch yourself.
이걸 어떻게 바꾸지?
What's that? I heard something.
아, 킹덤컴 하시라고. 킹덤컴 중세 좋아하면 할만합니다. 만취돼가지고
I've got those papers from Alder for you.
Quiet!
Milady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are. You're welcome.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words.
Thank you. No.
Yes, quite. But
I'd like to, but I'm afraid I've had more than my fill already. I wouldn't want to cause a scandal.
wise.
영성을 일탄이 아니 지금 취해가지고 비틀거리는 거 안 보여?
Gentlemen, I think we can...
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me.
I bring nothing from the House of Odoran. But the widow...
Both of them. Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink.
만취 상태인데도 지금 한 잔 더 하시려고 그러잖아.
My lords?
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the balbatim of all his subjects, not only the Christians. Our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
안스 맛 가는 거 보소.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
안스 멘탈이 깨진 거 보소. 얘 모자는 어디 갔냐?
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us.
오 미친 새끼네 이거.
And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You... don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you are harsh, rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities and get a couple more.
여기다가 돈만 넣었으면은 헨리 목숨으로 지금 몇을 죽일 수 있었던 거야. 그냥 반검이라도 숨겨왔었으면은.
Then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Margaret.
빡빡이도 죽여야 되는데. 결국에 얘가 얼마나 뛰어난 왕이든.
Children grow in the land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You
결국에는
too
헨리한테는
magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job.
부모님 죽인 놈이란 말이지.
You can be proud of yourself.
To your health.
그러니까 약간 임진왜란 때 이제 헨리가 부산 사람이었는데 도요토미 히데요시 앞에서 지금 술 따르고 있는 거잖아.
We need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Raposh. Alderin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Oderin, we can handle Ruthard easy. Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white. We have had enough of that.
White it is. Quickly! If Raposh falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
To bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire.
얘는 왜
You
여기
shall
붙어
see.
있어?
Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
그럴 수도 없습니다. 방금 바로 뒤지는 거 아니냐? 저기서 그럴 수 없습니다, 여러분. 진짜 바로 그냥 이 새끼가 왕의 말을 거역해 끌고 가서 죽여버려 해도 할 말 없어. 근데 보통 이제 지금까지 말해온 거를 보면은
I sure did. Watch out to make sure everyone heard.
Now we close our doors for the evening. People here know what to do. There'll be plenty more tomorrow.
The girls? Or the piglet?
Half of the French court.
How'd you like her wine?
The art of winemaking has recipes are passed on from father to son. I myself was even the French. The king himself had wine delivered.
맛이 좋냐고 임마.
So you're not too keen on our stuff?
Comment dire? Let us say you still have much work ahead.
와인이 근데 스파클링 와인 같은 거는 먹을 만한데
You may have some
그냥
decent wine to celebrate.
평범한 적포도주는
The
맛이
second
아니란
coming
말이지.
of Christ.
맛있는 걸 못 먹어서 그런 거.
Give me a
Fuckings for faggots.
I'd like to drink it. So touching. Come now. What's become of your poetic soul? I never had one. Truly? Well, maybe once. The older I get, the worse it is. Give me a few more years and I'll become a professional mourner. See now. Only... fuck. Well, his lordship is so unsteady on his legs, he can't make it.
To hell with that keg slop. I had my eye on him all evening. He had left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs.
You can bet on it. I've got a nose for booze.
I don't doubt it. Get sniffing quick.
All right. Sorry, mate.
Just a bit longer.
Aye, you already said that.
Let's drink to that. To King Wenceslas.
Complain. I haven't eaten so well.
Drink stuff your mouth anywhere, even at home. This is about politics.
Good wine on the table is a compelling argument in any debate. Other than maybe an old pinch purse. When it comes to affairs of
You already said that. Holy God, Holy Mighty One, Holy Immortal One, have mercy on us. O Angel of Christ, Holy Guardian and Protector of my soul and body, forgive me every transgression which I have committed this day, and deliver me from every craft of my enemy and adversary. May I not enter my God by any sin.
Oh, you do it. Oh, like.
이게 뭐하냐?
If the Queen did this, then we would be...
Strong words. I thought your Alicia was brown-haired, though.
What? I'm talking about fucking singers, mate, you twat. I love my Alicia.
All right. Sorry. You're right.
존나 방해하고 싶은데.
Sooner he's gone, sooner life returns to this country. Let's drink to King Wenceslas.
So you see, the best thing we could do.
Well, a nice, rich bride with a fat dowry is going to...
And
Good day.
And with you.
Beast!
He'll shit himself and run back to Hungary. And why would he do that? If he was so craven as to run away.
You couldn't think of a fancier name?
At least you can tell by the name that the horse is immensely valuable.
개구대기인데?
You don't have to listen to it day in, day out.
A little gossip. You act like you don't know the world of the Lords.
How come you're still here, sir?
All hail Yobst. He sorted out things here nice, but you know how it goes. Give them a fix. I explained to the Margrave that I'm not going anywhere. I'm too old and fond of my comfort.
Did you at least
Nothing to discuss. It's the pride of our family.
But I'd bet my right arm old Hanush will want to have the wedding there.
What? In Ratai? Well, I ought to look into that then.
But deal with him yourself, though.
라타이는
I
너무
won't be your
작지 않나?
gent's messenger anymore.
Oh, it's late.
I'd like to...
What game?
아이,
I actually...
God be with you.
Good day. Good day.
Not a bad one.
Good day. Having a good time? It's a fucking bore. Well, what are you missing? Well, let's have it for coin. Playing for coin.
I might have something.
And what might that be?
Let's keep it as a...
What the hell?
You bet.
에? 야, 나오는 꼬라지 보소. 와, 둘 다 존나 잘 나와. 여기서 300점만 뽑으면 된다. 당근? 이 씨발 새끼야, 당근?
You can dip that rotten carrot in lard and ram it up your dry arse. I was just. But if you don't like your. Here you are. Not much use to me. Ah, you've got no imagination. Like I could shove it down the back of the cousin's shut.
아이, 존노정 새끼야.
I say, it's a horse. But if you've got a different idea of what a horse is, then we'll have to discuss.
여기 12팔이고 어디서 찾아 이거.
You don't need an expensive horse for battle.
The rat'll be good, I hope.
Now there's a piece of horse flesh for you, Rootheart. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you beat it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of your fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to this celebration, you old fox.
야, 그걸 씨발 신원 확인도 안 하고 그냥 까면 어떡해.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
병신인가 진짜?
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
아유 씨. 전쟁 중에 연애한다고 씨발 신원 확인도 안 하고 성문을 까? 아니 미친 새끼들 아니야. 내 면상. 이거 뭐야? 공부다. 미친놈 아니야. 죽어 임마.
Stand your ground! Drive those horses out!
대가리 새끼야. 씨발 고도이는 존나 약해.
That's it! He's done!
아 잠깐만. 동생을 못 구한다는 얘기 무슨 소리야? 동생을 못 구하는 건 안 되지. 아니 씨발. 그나마 멀쩡한 친구였는데 이건 이럴 수 없다. 어디야 어디? 동생 어딨니? 아니 씨발. 넌 뭐야? 아 이거 씨발 검이 있었네.
bastard!
Go to the bucket, you shits! No more mistakes!
One step back! Stand your ground!
Come on!
지랄. 대박. 구두인 너무 약하다.
Jesus! The surrounded Christopher! He can't make it on his own! He'll kick your asses! But he's still...
Hey! That one's had it!
You caught him out!
It's mine! This is how we fight in Trotsnov!
Useless! I'll hack your ass off.
Stand your ground!
Good strike! Show your stuff!
Kick your ass! Drive those horses out!
Fuck! Now you're for it, you shit!
아, 개빡센데? 가능한가? 아, 이씨.
The surrounded Christopher can't make it on his own.
He's done for!
Haven't had enough yet!
Slice him up!
Once more and we can go home!
There's more of them!
안 지나가죠?
He knows how to sword fight!
Take that fucker out, damn it!
Stand your ground! Cover your head, damn it! Hey, that one's had it! Hey, I need a hand here! Bash him on the head! Die already! Yes! Fascinated! Smash your face!
We'll kick your ass!
Yes! Fascinated! Nice hit! He's still standing! Drive those horses out! Kill those horses!
아, 다시 싸워봐. 으, 씨발, 내가 구한다, 진짜로. 홍대에 있어도 구한다, 저거.
They're surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own.
Yeah! Don't spare him!
No mercy! Nice hit!
You're mine!
Not one step back! Stand your ground!
Take that! Get him!
And now I'll smash your other arm!
아까 안 나갔다 씨발. 뭐니 씨. 아 씨발 한스랜다. 이몸 등장. 내려. 나 간만에 검을 뽑아줄 때가 됐다.
Hey! Turn for!
Don't spare your
The end is nigh, son.
You're blood! I still can't quite do that! You got it! True blood!
You're done here, awesome.
That was a close shave.
A little too close. Oh, fuck me.
Do my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Godwin!
How did you get...
Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone alright?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Conrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
Where did they go? Back to Rattay?
They've got to raise an army.
So we have a plan to counter...
More of a promise than a plan.
But, as you can see, our allies are...
I'll gladly play dead for a while.
Be so kind.
What happened?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance against those butchers. May she rest in peace.
She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And they almost killed my brother.
But only almost. Good luck.
What do you mean? Oh?
I got there in time to help him, fortunately. Christopher tried to defend our father, but nearly lost his life doing it. Nothing.
Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally, the same as Rutard and Botchek.
Oh, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing magpie.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you.
You knew he was coming.
He wanted Odorin.
I bet he couldn't believe his fucking luck.
And Sigismund will be moving... We have to be really careful.
Is there anything?
Definitely not. We'll treat the wounded. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
If I
survive the journey. Oh, God's teeth. That stupid nag.
The king announced one more thing, that is, he ordered it.
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk.
He's here too.
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible.
Anyway, we've got work to...
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up, I want to know about it. I'll be with Christopher.
Doing our work.
What if the old lord doesn't come back?
Then we'll have a young one. He's not a little boy anymore.
Should not come here.
You did. But I still insist that it was necessary.
What have we gained? We could easily have ended up lying dead outside.
But we did not. And we owe our gratitude to those who have...
You wanted to...
I did. Because...
Just tell him.
I talked to Godwin. He said you know each other?
What did you talk about?
We talked about your stepfather, Martin.
Why? Neither of you knew him.
It's true, I did not. But I tried many times. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met? I recognized the Master's symbol engraved there. Well, the thing is, I am Martin's son.
What? Pa's son? How did...
Yes, his son. That is, his bastard son.
Are you sure? We look the same age, and Martin lived with me and Ma as long as I can remember.
When I was born, he was already long gone. Maybe we are not even a year apart.
And what did...
Nothing. Proof perhaps that both your god and mine have a sense of humor. You know, all my life, I thought if I did not give a shit about that man, it would be easier. But now that I know I will never see him, it troubles me that I did not get to know him.
I can tell you about him if you want. But now is not the right time. This is not the end. Sigismund ordered confiscation of the property of people in the Jewish quarter.
The king has approved Xere.
He's no king to me. He's a fucking whoreson.
What's a gezerah?
That is
nonsense. Christians set out to kill our people. Innocent and often defenseless. Ransack their... and all that...
This is what we were afraid. We need to get... Will you come with...
I have to tell Liechtenstein.
Go.
Perish. Why did we even come here?
Otherwise, Rabosh would be left without a lord.
And it was an honor to stand by your side.
I'm glad you did.
Even though that old bastard was hardly worth it.
Don't say that.
All right. But if you got yourself killed, it wouldn't have helped him.
Preaching again. Aren't you... a priest?
That's true. We need to get you into safety. You're the Lord of Rabosh now.
Lord of Ruins.
I'll leave it out. At least you survived. Do you think you can make it to Suchdol?
I... hope so.
All right. Peter of Pisek is our ally. He'll surely let you stay there, at least until you get back on your feet.
little boy anymore. Soon he'll get married and have a bunch of children.
We can only hope.
That dry devil is tough as old boots. If a horse fell on me, I wouldn't get up again.
One Kunstadt captured, the other almost crushed.
아, 여기 있는 것만 다 들고 가도 얼마야?
Or not, you brought it upon themselves. He's as greedy as a pig. Dineg is... well, you know what?
Leave it alone, the two of you. Now we're in it with them anyway.
Poor animal. Handsome, young, sturdy.
Well, at least it was over quick. Though, he almost took Hinek of Kunstadt with him.
Damn. That dry devil is as tough as old boots. If a horse fell on me, I wouldn't get up again. One Kunstadt captured, the other almost crushed. What have they done? Punishing them like this.
God's punishment or not, they brought it upon themselves. He's as greedy as a pig. Hinek is...
Leave it alone, the two of you. Now we're in it with them anyway.
Poor animal. Handsome, young, sturdy.
well, at least it was over quick. Though, he almost took Hinek of Kunstadt.
얘는 뭐 이러고 죽었냐?
finds out about this.
Then we'll have a young boy. He's not a little boy anymore. Soon he'll get married and have a bunch of children.
Only hope.
얘는 뭐 이렇게 죽었고? 근데 신기하게 죽었네.
Good to see you.
Oh, come on. You know, they could... If it hadn't been for you, Henry, von
Aulett surprised even Sigismund with that.
Well, thank God we... Well, they killed Lady Anna. And they captured our close... Without them, we can hardly get...
We'll figure out...
But how? Our plans are ruined. Get a grip. Whining doesn't help anyone. You're right. Nevertheless...
Actually, it might. And very soon. At Sigismund's council... And...
God's woo! We need to get back to... I'm going with you. Out of the question. Do you want to end up imprisoned again? You'll be more useful if you stay here and help Shishka. Henry, Tell Samuel and the rabbi to...
Samuel already knows. And he's ready to go.
In that case...
I'm going with the rest of our people to Devil's Den. So don't leave me hanging, all right? Stay strong.
Thank God you're all right. On the way here, I saw Sigismund horsemen and feared the worst.
Kubienka? What brings you here?
Well, I heard you were having some kind of a feast here, so I came to grab a bit of meat. And I see, instead of that, you have a massacre here.
Well, the real massacre is yet to come if we don't do something. Can we borrow the wagon you arrived on?
But of course.
Could you stop blabbering already? We don't have the time.
Easy, Ingele. And you, sir?
All right.
I'll explain to you on the way. Time is running out.
Are you coming too, Sir John?
Of course.
누구랑 얘기하냐?
Do you think that's a good idea? No offense, sir, but you're no great warrior.
I'm not.
누구랑 얘기하는
just
거야?
going to sit here and wait either.
All right then. Let's go.
귀신이랑 얘기하냐? 난 뭐 어디 다 앞에야?
Hamish, can we go any faster?
Settle down, son. If you must keep your tongue busy, then use it to pray.
Would you tell me what the fuck is going on already?
Sigismund ordered an attack on the Jewish quarter. We need to get everyone out of there fast.
Bloody hell. I just got ailed up so nicely today.
Oh, that is just great. My mother's life is in the hands of a drunkard.
Don't worry. We'll save your mother.
And everyone else too. Don't forget that.
You seem to care an awful lot about these people, sir.
Are you surprised? It's all my fault. If they weren't helping me...
That roid of Sigismund, may his name be erased, would have found some other excuse to get rid of us.
It's not that I don't feel sorry for you, but don't you think maybe we could make the horses go a little faster? At this pace, we won't make it there in a week.
We really should pick up the pace.
All right. Schnell! Schnell!
개먼데?
What's the matter? Why are we stopping?
We will walk from here. We cannot drive...
But how do we get into the town then?
We will go through Sheol.
There are many abandoned mine shafts under the town. One of them ends here.
Won't it collapse on our heads?
We'll find out soon enough.
Follow me.
What a blessing it is to have found the best way.
사실 구텐버그는 공성전을 할 필요가 없는 게 아닐까? 이 지하로 들어가는 데가 진짜 몇십 개 아니 엄청나게 많은데. 아, 저 새끼 술에 꼬라가지고 지금 기어가잖아.
I heard something.
저거 뒤에 안 와가지고 지금 저러고 있는 거야? 어이가 없네 그냥.
This isn't the way I should go. trapdoor should be closed, shouldn't it? Maybe I better go and take a look upstairs to make sure there's nothing going on there.
Why the fuck do you serve Eric then, if you're scared shit? Right, that ain't a good idea. I knew a bloke who tried that.
And what happened to him?
I don't know, actually. I saw him go to Eric's tent to give him a piece of his mind, but never saw him come out.
Search the whole place, they say. Bring any important look.
Show what you're made of! I'm just getting warmed up, you shit!
그지 새끼들하고 가져갈 것도 없고.
Baruch Hashem, Henry. You're all right.
Sam, you're back already? How does it look outside?
A few of the cutthroats got in over the walls, but there are more outside the gate.
4 of them were here in the tavern too.
Fortunately, they didn't take anything important. What?
I'm so sorry. If it's any consolation, Henry here has already taken care of those cutthroats.
But they didn't look like they just came to the tavern by chance. Eric must have sent them. What about your mother? Is she all right?
She is, thank God.
I'm really sorry about your friends. We got here too late.
There was nothing you could do. Benavis Hamardes. This Eric is really pissing me off. I've never laid eyes on him. Yet I can't.
There'll be plenty of time for that later.
정신적인 형제 같은
We have to
건가?
go now.
I'm sure Mum is waiting for us.
You go ahead. I'll lock the tavern and block the secret passageway so no one else can get in.
But sir,
I can take care of myself. Now go. God be with you.
Läuft zur Schule.
유대인들은 맨날 툭하면은 뭐 당했단 말이지. 나 미움받고 하면 흑발 당하고.
What?
Don't worry, Mom.
Mein Gott! What happened to him?
Nothing. He's out on the street helping the wounded. Let's go now. We're out of time.
Wait! Who are you anyway?
My name is Henry, and I'm a friend of Sam's. I was the one who warned him Sigismund was coming for you.
Thank you. I just...
Watch out! More are coming! Run to the back. It might be safer there.
What's going on?
Sam, are you all right?
I'm fine, but we will talk when you are safe. Now run!
We have to get to the synagogue. But how?
Through the backyards.
사실 내가 싸우고 내려가는 게 낫지 않나?
Watch out! They're shooting at us! From the ramparts! Get rid of them! But Hashem, they're gone. We have to keep going.
존나 빠르네.
Guards. That is Judah and Lev. Can you help them?
Won't pay this. You won't get you rat! We're going to get you,
Victory or death!
활 쏠려다가 당기는 게 너무 느려가지고 그냥 내려가 버렸네. 활시에 당긴 거 너무 느려. 이때마다 답답 죽겠어.
We cannot get past the wagon. We have to go this way. Through the house.
Still not enough? Mummy, are you all right?
I'm fine. But what about you, mein Kind?
I'm still alive. We can talk later. Now, we have to go.
이 정도면 해볼 만한데?
Come on!
What the hell?
What is it, fuckers? You'd rather slaughter women and the defenseless?
Let's go! What's going on up there?
Go inside. Quick.
야 고민하지 말고 씨발 싸우러 가야지. 뭐 하는 거야?
The fucking task.
그지. 아 편안.
I've never been so glad to see you two.
도망가는 줄 알았잖아.
In need of a helping hand, are you?
No, I just don't want to die here alone.
에릭 이 씨발 새끼가.
There they are.
Well, now we're really fucked.
We mustn't get inside. We have to hold them back. For how long, though? As long as we need to.
아 원래 돈 없는 놈들은 어쩔 수 없어요. 다 빨았나? 말 풀도핑의 맛을 보여주마. 나 건 뭘 갔노? 비켜.
You won't get me. Hey!
Bear him!
Once more! Show your stuff!
Slice him up! We'll rid this place of these! Show what you're made of!
그래, 이 정도 속도는 돼야지 해볼 만하지. 넌 뭐야? 앞이 안 보여요. 앞이 안 보여요. 어휴.
This friend's mine.
This is for our luck! Come on! Everyone's inside!
Henry, come on! Let's go.
그러니까 지랄하지 말고 빨리 와. 오, 편안. 아, 사실 혼자서 쟤네들이랑 싸워도 이길 수 있는데 아, 싸우기 굳이.
Let's go. It's this way.
아, 간만에 풀도핑 했는데.
Damn. That was a close shave. I reckon I should go to
아쉽네.
Samuel's mother and talk to her about Martin. I won't get another chance.
진짜 오랜만에 풀도핑이었는데.
Don't worry, even if that happens.
Are you alright?
I'm fine.
I know this might not be the best.
What?
I do. He's, well, he's my father.
Bori Hashem.
I mean, not actually by blood, but he raised me.
Meinen Sie's Kindele?
He died. It's only been a few months.
Oh. Tehena Shutzurara. It's Roir Hahayem.
Sigismund burned down my village. Pa went to help Ma and... well,
I am sorry to hear that. At least you survived. That would make Martin happy.
I'm sorry I don't...
Do not worry about it. I am just sad he died before he could meet Samuel.
Is everything all right?
Yes. Do not.
How did you meet Martin?
It was such a long time. He wanted to open a blacksmith shop in town. But there was no place among your people, so he tried his luck in our quarter.
And
The rabbi gathered the good men so they could decide whether we wanted to have a goy blacksmith. Then it went schlag auf schlag.
So what happened that made Martin...
My Martin would never leave me. My father found out we were seeing each other and did his best to drive him away. But Martin would not give in, and we kept seeing each other. Until one day, I was ubore.
That means pregnant.
Yes. My father knew that if word got out, I did not even have time to tell Martin the news. I was gone for almost 4 years. In the meantime, my father told everyone that he had married me off. But my husband died. And he only let me come back when he was sure people had accepted it.
Did Martin not go looking for you when you suddenly disappeared?
People said he did go looking for me.
If only he had gone all the way to Prague.
Even if he went to the very edge of the world, it would not have been enough.
Then did you ever go looking for Martin?
I asked around, but no one remembered anything. And I could not just leave and go looking for him around the world. I had to take care of Samuel. That was the most important thing.
And what about you?
No. My father called me a widow.
And he didn't try to find anyone else for you?
You know he did, but it never...
All right.
Before you go, tell me, what was Martin like as a father?
Well, he was strict with me, but not too much. Especially in the forge, he worked me hard. I dream about him quite often. About that last day and what he said to me while we were forging a sword together. He said a life of adventure can be over before it begins.
He was absolutely right.
Well,
You saved all our lives. Martin would be proud of you. He raised you well.
I'm sorry to keep you this long, but even if not related by blood.
Well, I did not expect that either. And thank you, my almost brother. If it was not for you, I do not know how today... What are your plans now?
I'll go back to the Devil's Den.
I will see you there then. But first, I have to escort everyone to Colleen. I do not want anything to happen to them on the way.
Everything should be all right now.
Take care of yourself, dear brother. I will see
내가
you
왜
this time
동생이야?
tomorrow at the Devil's Den.
Have a safe journey.
Sei gesund.
I suck my...
Come on, then!
Surrender! Surrender!
어른 이지랄하고 있네 씨.
Get the fuck out! I'm telling you.
No chance. Where would I go? Oh, eat shit.
Henry! Zizka!
Oh well. Now just this.
I'll be done with you in a
씨발 말이 안 걸려.
Ain't had enough yet. Get the fuck! Fucking die already!
These days, no one's ever really safe.
I bring bad news from Kuttenberg. Fortunately, we saved most of the people.
Fuck.
Samuel and the rabbi took those who survived to Colleen.
Shit. We have to find Dry Devil and Capon and decide...
Well, Samuel said he wants to be around for that, and we should wait for him.
I see. But if he's gone to Colin... Oh, well.
All right.
Oh, you fool.
바로 또 뭐지? 진짜 절묘하게 저 물 나오는 부분만 갈아놨네.
I heard you fought in the...
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, I'd hate to fall for one of your jokes.
True enough. But as St. Killian is my witness, it's true I was...
So how did it happen? Tell me. I don't think I can... How many soldiers?
Countless, lad. I'd never seen so many take the field. At least 10,000 men on our side. And Sultan Murad must have had at least twice as many...
And where did...
In the saddle. I'm a nobleman, after all. Most of us mercenaries were on the left flank, under the command of Vladko Vukovic. I mean, if it wasn't for Nicholas Gabriel, we would...
And who was that?
The commander of our company. A born... In any case. The fact that Gabriel had taken a command at that point meant our...
So who...
The battle only later did we find out. Prince, still later came the news that Lazar had been captured and executed.
They executed?
Aye. They beheaded him.
So you didn't win?
It's hard to say. We held our own against the odds and survived. Only without their prince. It was just a matter of time before...
So how did...
Lord forgive me. Specific? Well...
Which was?
Oh, it's hard to describe. Attacks are followed by retreats and...
So what happened?
When the battle began, soon we got ours too. We fought valiantly, but the Sultan's Janissaries attacked us there. Damn.
How could you
Can't give up, and death isn't an option. But then a rumor spread that he was a tough old warrior of the with an arrow in his eye. He climbed his horse and rode straight for the battle. Then lasted until evening. All the same, even as I'm telling it, and yet I can only thank God that
you're a captain.
Aye. Him. We actually became friends of sorts. He even taught...
He did?
Aye, a memory of the good man who saved my arse.
Here. Here it is.
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying.
유저가 원기를 엄청나게 많이 쳐주긴 하네. 아 비켜 미친 못해야.
Well, this doesn't seem too bad.
You boy! You free me from stocks! I never forget this.
Nah, don't mention...
What?
All right. I'm all ears. I'm listening.
Really?
Aye.
You want my sausage?
What are you
Proper one. Full of goodness.
Please tell me you're talking...
Yeah, I told... he's not for just anybody. You will not be sorry.
Firm?
뭔가 말을 걸고 싶지 않는데?
Henry! I was really worried. It's good she heard my...
Thanks, reports of violence and...
God damn!
It didn't look so bad at the... But some of Eric's cutthroats got inside before we'd finished with them.
Oh, fuck! God damn it!
I'm always glad to fight by your side. But you wouldn't have... All we could do was try to hold back... See, there's a hidden tunnel inside it, leading out of this...
Fucking... What about Liechtenstein?
He's fine. And he managed to get...
Praise God. He's from an old... The main thing is you got out. I was afraid I wouldn't...
No need to...
I beg to disagree, my brave and faithful companion. First and foremost, be it known that if you should ever similarly find yourself in... And secondly, a hunting bow that has no equal in the province. I hope it'll brighten your thoughts after all those horrors. It can fell the mightiest buck deer, and...
I'm honored. Just a moment. This bow looks familiar. I believe I saw it among Margrave Yob's things.
Good heck. When I found out that Yobs would gladly leave me locked up, so, to pay him back, I relieved him of the bow in Ravage, and it was immediately clear to me...
That is certainly...
It'd be great to try that bow out. Wine, bacon...
We only went hunting together once.
But it was memorable. Don't tell me you wouldn't like to do it again. But first duty, then some fun, eh? You'd better be going.
What happened when von Bergov hauled you?
It was a dreadful journey. It was a bit better in Malashov.
Did anything happen?
No, but it took ages to get to Malashov. I was traveling with von Owlet's minion. They treated my wounds a bit, but I was still...
What did they do with you?
Nothing much, actually. They took care of my wounds, and then stuck me in a room with Brabant. But they treated me decently, as befits a noble. Only I almost went mad from being cramped in that...
What was the...
That I couldn't get out of there. I was... It's just, actually, I never did. I always preferred... I had a feeling the roof would fall on my head again and I'd be buried...
I understand.
That's a fact. And above all, no secret passages.
Great.
You can be the Castellan or something. Don't worry, I won't forget you. I'll even have a forge built so you feel right at home.
They didn't let you out at all?
No. They let us walk around the fortress a bit. We even went up, but most of the time, like I say, I'm really glad you got me out of that hole.
What did von Burgov want from you?
Just the usual courtesies. The captivity of nobles has to... They behaved fairly about Radzig and Hanush and...
And what did you tell him?
Nothing that he didn't already know. I played as dumb as the village idiot.
And did he swallow?
I think he suspected I was bluffing a bit. And then he...
My word. But the main thing is...
Indeed.
How'd you like...
Well, it's better than the Malashov prison. But not much.
Aren't the beds soft enough for his lordship?
I'm more bothered by how small the place is. You feel like the
PSD가
walls
제대로
are
왔네,
closing in
그냥.
on you. But at least I can go for rides around the area.
Where'd you go for those rides?
Well, not very far, just from... Oh, damn. Aye. From why go to the ends of the earth when there's so much... I found a nice hunter's camp in the forest beyond Bohunyevitz. It's not exactly close, but it's quiet at least.
Oh, Christ almighty. You haven't started poaching again, have you?
You could say that. This girl from Bohunyevitz took me for a...
Oh, that's enough.
Greetings.
Can we start the meeting? We don't have much time.
Aye, we're... Right, gentlemen. I think it's clear to all of you what a shitty fucking mess we're in. We were caught off guard at Rabosh.
And they nearly fucking kill us all.
Yes, and they attacked the Jewish quarter.
Thanks a lot for reminding me. I almost forgot.
At least Henry here and Kubienka got most of the people out.
That's true. Good work, men. How did it all go down?
A few unruly townsfolk with sticks.
Too fucking right. They thought they'd loot and torch the whole place, but we scared them shitless.
It is nice that you found my people's suffering so entertaining. But what I want to know now is how you all intend to avenge them.
Well, what do you have in mind?
We shouldn't give up. That's the main thing.
Except that Sigismund has the League of Lords and a whole fucking army. And what do we have? Come on, lads. Jobst will bring his army soon. It'd be fucking mad to try on anything big before that.
It might take weeks for them to arrive. Von Burgov, we have to get rid of Von Burgov. It's because of him that we're in the situation we're in, after all.
You mean in the shit, Sir Hans? No need to mince words.
Sir Hans here is right. It's starting to piss me off the way von Burgov...
That fucker is Sigismund's right hand. So we'll chop it off.
Why kill him? You know what ransom we can get for that bastard.
Are you all fucking daft? Von Berger was holed up in Malashov, so unless any of you can fly, we can't get to him.
Oh, that's true. To take a cost like that, we'd need a duck.
There's no maybe about it. We'd certainly need a cannon.
So we steal the one von Bergov used at Nebakov.
Well, why don't we just steal all the silver from the Italian court and buy our own, eh? Use your head before you...
내 재력이면 살 수 있지 않을까?
Hang on.
2만 넘게 있는데.
Maybe Janosch's idea isn't all that bad.
How do you mean?
I recently sent Catherine to spy on Sigismund's military camp near Opatovitz. She told me von Burgov has his cannon stashed away there. But it seems things are getting a bit out of hand there. So the Prague regiment he's in charge, and it might not be that well guarded along the way.
So we'll steal it, right? We'll wait till they go through some ravine, and we'll shoot at them from the rocks. The way you did to us before Nebakov.
I see you've learned something from me. But it's not that simple. What we need is for one of us to get amongst the Pragas, so he can keep an eye open and tell us when they're...
And if we succeed, what then? There's 5.5 of us. Even with a cannon, that's not enough to take Malashov.
There's not much we can achieve on our own.
But show me the fool who'd want to join us.
There's always a few mercenaries around, right?
And how are you going to pay them, eh? I sure as fuck haven't got the coin.
That's enough! Von Berkow has to die. Painfully, and above all, as soon as possible. And if there are not enough of you, this might help.
Well, well. That's a sight for sore eyes. Why the fuck didn't you show us that earlier? We could have saved ourselves a lot of blathering.
Where did you get such a fortune? After what happened?
People in Korlin decided to help. They are looking after our refugees and want to send everyone a strong signal that we will not be silenced.
We really appreciate it, Sam. Believe me.
And we won't mind if you got a couple of more purses like that.
If you will permit, monsieur, I might be able to contribute. I know a few mercenaires in this part. They may not be la cavalerie royale, but for such a purse, they will gladly tear Malashov down stone by stone.
Ah, a company of mercenaries, a surprise attack, and a cannon in reserve. We could do something with that, couldn't we?
No, not so fast.
Then we'll fucking get it. We'll find a good spot for an ambush and send someone into the camp to spy on them. What about you, Henry? You'll get yourself recruited into the Prague regiment, and...
I was afraid you'd never... I can just see the look on von Bergov's face.
S를
When he pointed his own
눌렀는데
cannon straight at it.
실패했네.
That's settled then. Henry will go to the camp. Catherine will tell you all you need to know. You'll find her in the bathhouse there. In the meantime, Ada here can go to Malashov and find out how von Berkov and his people are stationed there. But look, don't touch.
Za kogo ty mnie kurwa masz?
A lot of soldiers need a lot to eat. They'll have to stock up.
I'll go hunting. This tavern's a bit crammed for my liking as it is.
And what are we going to do?
We're going to prepare a warm welcome for the Pragas.
What do you say, Sir Hinek?
Well, what the fuck are you all sitting here for?
Well, Henry. Henry,
How's it
can
going?
I have a word?
My respects.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I hope you'll use the money from Sam.
The best fighters.
Would you show me the swordsmanship tech?
Why not? Oh, at any rate, when you knock it aside, you now come and...
Why is this all sticky? Filthy again. Damn it. I'll be right with you. Well, this doesn't seem too bad.
That money?
What do you mean, give it to you? We earned this together.
No, you know what I meant. I'm grateful to you, but your people lost everything.
Henry, money is power, but not when it's locked up in a chest somewhere. And believe me, getting revenge on von Berkow is worth...
Quel putain de trou! Comment sommes-nous arrivés là avec une telle bande de crétins? Que Dieu me protège!
What did you just say?
Mais already how I am, looking for what to...
실제로 뭐 저기서 막 하나씩 하잖아.
Greetings to you!
Zizka. The camp might be pretty dangerous.
Catherine's the one who knows about spying and that kind of... I don't expect you'll just blurt out to them where they can find us, but loitering around the camp...
Taking Malashov.
You'll find out in good time. With a bit of luck, we'll get inside the castle unobserved at night. And
what about that cannon you sent me for?
We'll keep that in reserve in case any...
Henry, come here.
What do you make?
He's unquestionably. He rambles on. Although it otherwise.
아, 이거 전에 갔던 거구나.
I agree. And he's got a score to...
He certainly has. Henry! Me? But you do. You need to relax a bit. Poaching's what... Come on! We promised Zhishka we'd find some meat for the mercenaries, didn't we?
The gallows at Trotsky didn't teach you a lesson, eh?
Oh, come on. Come on, we'll...
Oh, all right.
That's the... Do you remember the hunter's camp near Behunjevitz I told you about?
The place where you showed that girl what a member of the nobility is?
That's the one. I thought you might like to come with me. What's more, it's on the way to Sigismund's camp.
I've got some...
No rest for the... Drop by when you're free.
Tell me then.
Honestly. Well, the Adder can take care of himself. I'm sure he'll do a good job scouting Malashov. But I wouldn't count on him coming back and telling us von Bergau's an idiot who leaves the main. And the rest depends. I wouldn't put much money on it. But who knows?
That's fine.
You want practice?
I just...
And what?
I'll take it.
And what?
Take it. Let's...
Can they attack?
Enough! I surrender. Enough. Let's give it a rest.
Had enough?
콤보를 보고 왔어야 했는데 안 봐지 나는.
Well, I certainly have, so I'm going.
우리 아직 싸우지도 않았어 임마.
Look, I can't.
Why do they... But they don't...
All right. On my... It certainly can't name wouldn't scare a...
How long have you...
It's been a while.
So you were his...
That's water under the bridge now. I'm just an... I don't give a shit about the...
Ah.
Well, based on what you do, when everything is fucked...
How do you know...
He saved my arse. I thought we were fucked.
What did he get?
First thing he got was a good fucking beating. Because we thought he'd been dead for 2 days. But after we escaped... We made...
Let's fight.
You want the practice? And what?
I'll...
And what?
Take a... Sure.
Can I start fighting at last? You won't go! You shot yourself! Fuck you! Choose! Come on!
페인트 하면 스태가 개까이네 그냥. 아 이게 사징이 끝나야지 저거 되는 거라 겁나 많이 들어가네.
Strike! As you wish! He came, he saw, he... You won't get me! I'll hack you to pieces, fucker! Missed your turn when they were handing out sense, eh? Oh, shit, what the... Come on! I don't have all day. Like that, eh? You shot yourself! Bad luck! Bloody, give me.
뭐가 틀렸나? 머리 왼쪽 오른쪽 아니었나? 아니 안 나가네. 더 하고는 싶은데 일단 오늘은 몸 상태가 안 좋아서 여기까지.